Thank you so much, Sunny. Lovely introduction. I need to reflect back that I have such an appreciation for Sunny and her leadership. I have such an appreciation for CETF and what they're doing statewide to really lead the way in making sure that we are closing that digital divide. Some of the statistics that she threw out that I want to build on, 10 years ago, the state was at 55% internet adoption. So there was a lot of families that weren't connected online. And that was CETF's charter of how do we move that needle. And in the 10 years since, we're up to 87%, which is just remarkable. So thank you, Sunny. The other thing I really appreciate about Sunny, though, is she knows that the work is not done. The last leg of our journey is going to be the toughest because it's with the most disconnected families, right? Also want to really express appreciation for the consortia. Thanks for the partnership with Tech Exchange personally, but also for calling together groups of people like this in such a atmosphere where we're going to learn together, we're going to get inspired together, and then we're going to get back to our desk this afternoon and get to work and figuring out how we can all contribute to this issue. Did want to mention that we are very digitally astute at this summit today. We are live on Facebook right now, is my understanding. So please discreetly pull out your device and get that shared out to your network so people can join in. All right. Before I launch into sharing a little bit of Tech Exchange's work, our approach, where we're at, wanted to set a bit of context for what the progression of the morning is going to look like. In a moment, I'm going to be joined by 5 other amazing people that are in this space doing important work. And we're going to do a hybrid of presentations. So each one of us is going to share our work, give some updates, do a bit of slide decks. But we're also, throughout the presentations, going to pause and do some panel conversations so that we can weave in and out of sharing information and then also collaboratively discussing what's our approach, what's needed, all of that. So before I launch, if I could go ahead and have the presenters join. I'm not going to do lengthy introductions. You do have in your agenda there bios of each one of the folks that's going to be sharing their work. So please read through that and really get a good understanding of who they are. But if I could have Olivia Cueva, Don Curtis, Kirsten Lundgren, Derek Lee, and Tony Batala join up on stage. And we'll get the morning kicked off. Thank you. Why don't you join on that? You could join. Very good. So transitioning, I'll get things kicked off by talking about Tech Exchange and where we're at. So if I could get the slide deck around Tech Exchange's work up. Very good. And do I have a click here, right? Yes. Okay. Also building on what Sunny was saying about there are so many aspects that technology touches. As we are progressing as a society, you can't do any of these things without interfacing with the internet, without interfacing with a computer. So, if you're a parent and you have a child, they need to get on their Google Drive. They need to check in on Khan Academy and watch that video. As a parent, I need to log into my students' portal and see how they're doing. On the healthcare side, I have a portal that I can check in with my doctor, communicate. Employment, if you are trying to apply for a job, you need to create a resume, you need to do a job search, you need to apply for that job. That's all online. Finances, you can do banking and checking in against progress with some different apps to make sure that you're financially secure and you're meeting goals, and try to log into any public services. You need to make sure that skip that DMV line, you can go right online and get your things done. So I want us to all pause for a moment. It's a very obvious statement, but technology is really embedded in everything that we do, right? So just think about our daily activities. We need computers, we need internet. But I want to lead with some stark statistics. that we have 500,000 people here in the East Bay that don't have internet, and it is directly affecting the people that are most vulnerable. We have 42% of our low-income families that don't have computers at home. So there's just this huge divide that oftentimes isn't talked about enough as an issue in our region, in our communities, because for many of us, we are on the opposite end where we're juggling the proliferation of technology. There's 5.7 is the average number of devices that Americans have at home. So with our children, with our jobs, with our home, we are all dealing with an abundance of technology, while folks on the other side of that divide deal with not being able to engage with any of those online activities that we had just discussed. So that's my first message, is that we have a problem as a community that we need to really rally behind and solve collaboratively. So Tech Exchange is making some strides to addressing this. And rather than me frontally talking about it too much, I wanted to transition and show a video that gives a good summary around who are we at Tech Exchange and what kind of work that we do.
We're at an interesting time in Oakland where technology is bringing in new types of companies and new types of jobs and new types of opportunities.
We have all these amazing tech companies, but yet there's a huge deficit in under-resourced communities not having technology.
It's hard for me as a single mother to get an expensive computer because right now the cost of living in the Bay is really, really high. And it's either you pay rent or you get a computer for your kid.
I have a son who actually is into graphic designs. My other son wants to do programming. So the technology is really important to them. There are a lot of parents who actually have really good kids who are trying to really learn and go far, but we simply cannot afford the technology. The Tech Exchange makes that possible.
Tech Exchange's mission is to make sure that everyone has a computer, has internet, and the basic skills to use it. We have a truck that's routed all throughout Northern California to pick up equipment. As we bring that back into the warehouse, we have volunteers and interns and staff that is triaging and assessing all of the electronics that we've picked up. We then have technicians get those machines fully prepped to get into families' homes.
We're giving your computers an extra life, and we're making your computer more than something that sits on a desk. We're helping a family, we're helping a kid graduate and go to college.
We provide access to the technology through what we call tech fairs, where we take the equipment to a school, provide a digital literacy workshop, and provide the equipment for families. Oftentimes in those events, it's a first time they're getting the computer. So there's a lot of education that goes into getting the computer, talking about the internet.
We'll teach them things like logging into your computer, opening up your browser, accessing your student's portal for education.
You know, it's great to share a website with a high school student that teaches him something or is able to accomplish his homework. It's a very rewarding thing.
For us, it's providing a safe space for them, but also having them believe in us.
They're like family. You don't feel like intimidated on going and asking them any questions. They try to find a way to help you. Tech Exchange is awesome. People should know more about them.
We're not only providing a computer. We're not only providing digital literacy. We're not only providing internet. We're providing the entire systematic wraparound services. You have all the factors in order to succeed, not one piece or the other.
47% of our low-income youth don't have a computer at home. If we can make sure that there is equitable access to technology, then the potential that is within our youth in Oakland will be fully realized by the tech industry that is starting to boom.
So I want to recognize our founder, Bruce Buckaloo, who formed this model in 1994 when I don't think digital inclusion was a word. Digital divide was something that was not on anybody's radar at that point. And he had this combination of getting internet into people's homes, getting computers into people's homes by refurbishing them from companies and then helping them with the training to support them all the way. So all of those pieces lumped together was formed in 1994. And we've been growing ever since. So thank you, Bruce, for the model that we get to all build on. So a big component to our program is taking computers from one location and getting them to those that don't have. And so we're attempting to solve the digital divide problem, but also address another problem in our communities around the quick and evolving pace that we're replacing computers in our workplaces. And so each day, 150,000 computers are discarded by Americans. They go to e-waste, they are recycled. That has huge environmental repercussions. There's a lot of energy that goes into making a laptop. 10 tons of material waste go into making a laptop. A lot of the water that needs to process the machines. Like, we need to treat these things as holy and get every last drop of use out of them from just an environmental standpoint. So that's the input to our model, is we work with, at this point, nearly 70 partners that we go and we pick up their computers after their employees have surplus them. We bring them back to our shop, and then we have youth interns that we involve in part of our program to learn hardware skills, swap out memory, erase hard drives, and get those machines prepped in order to get them back out to the community. And I don't want you to think that these are dusty, dingy, old computers that we're getting back out into the community. These are high-quality corporate computers that were purchased the best of the best when they were first put into the company's hands. And then we put on a cloud-ready software onto them, so they're just a direct portal to the internet. So they don't require much physical resources from the computer. We can take an aging computer of 3, 4, 5 years, and it is, you know, the perfect solution for a family that's looking to get online for the first time. So our solution that we've developed in partnership with East Bay Broadband Consortium is the digital inclusion solution. And you can think of it as a starter pack for families that are not digitally connected. And so we help them with the internet sign up. We provide them the free refurbished computer. We help them with wherever they're at with the digital skills that they need to develop. And then we offer a backdrop of tech support. So we're a trusted org that if you have any problems, come to us and we'll help solve whatever you're bumping up against. And the way do we deliver that? We have a differentiated approach. So the tech fairs are massive in scale. We attract 300 plus people at a time. We generally do those with partners like public libraries, and we help deliver computers. We help give workshops to people about online resources. We do internet signups on the spot. And then tech nights, we work with schools. We do smaller events of like 30 to 50 families. We help them with what tools they need for their classroom. Tech trainings, we do a lot of that with public housing sites, and those are very intimate, maybe 10 people at a time, progressing through a module and series of trainings to really develop their tech skills. And then lastly, we have a location-based approach. We have a tech hub where people throughout the region can come to us and utilize a computer lab, get help with internet sign up, get a computer from us, whatever they're in need of. It's been successful. So in the last several years, we've reached 10,000 homes here across the East Bay. The map demonstrates our work in Oakland, not meant to be super legible from your distance in the crowd, but I want you more to just feel it. Each one of those dots is a family that's been served with the digital inclusion solution. And we can claim that we nearly have a Tech Exchange computer on every block in Oakland. Several years ago, we have started expanding our services throughout the East Bay. So the map on top shows Pittsburgh and Antioch, and we're starting to do great partnership work, especially with the school districts there. We also are starting to gain roots in Richmond and then throughout Alameda County and San Leandro, San Lorenzo, Hayward. So we're in a quick growth phase. We've grown 400% in the last 3 years, and we're continuing on that trajectory. I wanted to touch on the environmental piece again, and the line that I want to call out is by repurposing these computers, the cost that we save the environment is very near equal to the cost of our operating budget. So I want you to think about that as a dollar that comes into Tech Exchange saves the environment by that same dollar, and a byproduct is we get to connect all of these digitally unconnected people. So I think it's a very, very powerful model that has multiple points that it's helping our community. The work is far from done. We have a lot of people here in the Bay Area that are still not connected. California, the US. So we need a lot of energy. We need people from all walks of life to take this on as a mission and really start a movement of how are we ensuring everyone's online. So that's what I want to leave you with from Tech Exchange's end. We're in need of tech, time, and money. So if you could talk to your employer, what are you doing with your corporate technology? What are you doing with your public technology? Send it our way. I can't think of a better way to repurpose it. Time, we need volunteers. We need help in our warehouse. We need help at our events. So plug in and donate your time. And lastly, it takes funding to make all of this work. So, think about contributing individually or really try to point people in our direction because there's more work than we have capacity to do. We're growing as fast as we can with all of the input that we get. So thank you very much.